Yes, good morning, people. Good afternoon, good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. And already I see some people in the chat. I see Elliot, and then I also see comics. You're all welcome to Chelsea's Perspective. If this is your first time, please take some time to subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to us whenever you subscribe because it helps us reach more people. And also click on that like button so you can help us reach more people. And it's always nice to see you guys here. So thank you very much. Now let's play the intro while I see if anybody else will join me on the panel so we can continue the discussion. Yes, greetings to everyone that has joined us today. It is a big day for the club, a big day for us fans, and a big day for the players themselves. And hopefully, at the end of the day, we'll be talking about a victory. Now, I'm still looking to see if the lineup is out. If you're in the chart and you think the lineup is out already, please let us know. Um, it is a win for sure today. I bet. Okay, that's for you to win. Okay, hopefully you win. I win-win for all of us. I'm not into betting, and I hope we win. I hope you get the win we're looking for. So maybe you'll buy me a beer when we get to meet. So yes, let me know who you think will start. If you haven't seen the lineup already, I think the lineup it's looking like it's out already, and some surprises there. Okay, I think people got their wish. People got their wish in terms of the lineup. And also, first, I'd like to give credit to FOotMob. They're the owners of the app that I'm using for the streaming. They're not paying me anything. It's just very seamless. That is with the stream. You can get it on Android. You can get it on Apple products. You can also get it on Huawei products. So yeah, look at the lineup here. What's your name? Ojo, David Miracle, Ojo, I'm guessing you're a Yoruba boy and my brother also, because I'm originally from Nigeria. So welcome to Chelsea Perspective. And if you haven't, please join us on YouTube and also smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So surprise for the lineup and also a formation we did not expect that Chelsea will play. So the formation is it is 3-4-2-1, and surprisingly for me, Callum Hudson-Odoi starts as the wing-back man. This wasn't something I expected at all. It is a big surprise to me. Fahim, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective, my brother.
Yo, how you doing, Coach?
I can't complain, man. I can't complain. Surprise for us. You're looking at the lineup?
Yeah, I saw the lineup a few minutes ago. All I got to say is that obviously Kepa not starting. It is unfortunate. It is what's the word?
Yeah.
Harsh. It is very harsh for Kepa.
It is a huge surprise for me. Yeah.
Really?
But how do you argue that? If the argument is that it is sentiment, I don't think it's sentiment because that is his performance of late warrants him starting between the sticks. He's done well. It's not like we're saying, oh, because he was there when Mendy left. No, the argument is that he's been brilliant. In some cases, you could argue that he's done better than Mendy actually. So what do you think? I mean, I love Mendy. I have to be honest. I do love Mendy quite well, but I don't think it makes sense to drop into the drop Kepa Arrizabalaga to the bench because Mendy is back and start Mendy. What if at the end of the day we don't win this game? What do you think people will say? And the fault is his own. I hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, go ahead, Fahim.
But remember when we played Kepa in the FA Cup
final? Can you hear me, Fahim? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Yeah, listen. I think you. Jay, welcome to the stream. Hello, can you guys hear me? I think my guest am not happy again. It's not my decision. They're both good goalkeepers. Whoever starts, I believe, would hear me. And Fahim, let me know if you can hear me. I'm not sure why I'm not hearing saying. I'm going to try also to switch my own internet connection. It could be my fault also to some measure. And I'm urging, I'm following this from Facebook. You join us if you can join us on YouTube. You get a chance to win. You get a chance to win an authentic Chelsea polo shirt or the cash equivalent. But we'll do that for people on YouTube, not for those watching from. Yeah, and so let me see if I fixed that. I'm not sure why it is fluctuating.
Can you hear me? Can it?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So yeah, you were saying something.
Okay, yeah, we were talking about Kepa and Mendy. Like you said, I said that the FA Cup final when we started Kepa, and we conceded that Tielemans shot, and there was the whole argument was that if we started Mendy, he would have probably saved that Tielemans shot, that Tielemans goal, because we know Kepa's biggest flaw is long distance shots and corners and this and that crosses, and that's my worry with Kepa. And he's not got a good record in finals. Let's be honest. It's Mendy who's got the better record in finals. He's won the AFCON final. He's won the Champions League final. Kepa obviously lost us the. Well, I wouldn't say he lost us the FA Cup final, but he was part of the team in the starting team that lost us the FA Cup final and the Carabao Cup final. I know it's not a fair argument, but Mendy does have the better record in finals, I'd say. So that's why I'm happy that I'm seeing him start today. But like you said, it is harsh. It is very harsh that Kepa's not starting. But at the same time, it's a team game. So we win together, we lose together. That's how it is.
Yeah, it's a team game, and if we win together, we lose together. But the truth is, like most people argue, I'm going to come back to we have Jay and we also have Antonio. The truth is, this is no sentiment. He's been brilliant between the sticks for us. So I don't think anybody would argue it's just sentiment. No, it's not sentiments. He's done quite well for us after all. And please, we have about 57 people watching, but mostly from Facebook. If you can join from Facebook and join us on YouTube, we will be doing a giveaway soon. And to participate, you have to be with us on YouTube here and not on Facebook. To get a chance to participate, join us on YouTube. And please don't forget to smash that like button. And as coming to you, Jay, what do you think? Jay, are you there? Antonio, any of you, what do you guys think about the fact that Mendy starts over Kepa Arrizabalaga?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you crystal clear, yeah.
Okay, so I think Mendy starting is the right choice. I think as bad as people can feel for Kepa, I feel bad for Kepa, but at the end of the day, it's a final. We have to win this. So Mendy starting is simply the right choice. I would say the only thing I only have two. I would have liked to see Jorginho and Ziyech start. I think Ziyech has been our most informed attacker, so it's quite a shock to not see him start. But we'll have to see how this front three does it. This is the front three that we tried to use at the beginning of the season in Mount, Havertz, and Lukaku. So let's see how it goes. At least I'm just happy Alonso. I mean, let me just double check the lineup. As far as I saw, yeah, I'm just happy. Thingy Alonso isn't starting. I'm actually just really happy about that. So I'm happy that's happening. Aspie starting, fair enough. It's our best back three. So yeah, I think I think everything about that lineup is perfect. Besides, I'm a bit worried for Kante if he performs like he has done for the past couple of games, and he could be a bit rusty, but and we'll have to hope Mount doesn't look down this game. That's the only issue I have with Mount. Sometimes he tends to look down when looking for that final pass. But let's just hope Mount shows up in form. It's a big game, so hopefully Havertz brings in his big game form as well.
Yeah, I know that is certain, but the most surprising aspect is that just like staff says here, no surprise, our most effective player left out, which is Ziyech. I know he's talking about Ziyech. I don't understand the rationale behind that. Is he injured? I'm not sure he's injured. Even the assistant manager talked about how he's improved the other day. Because I'm not sure where the creativity is going to come here. And look, I'm not being pessimistic by any means here. I still want us to win the game. But the fact that Ziyech is left out, I don't know what's going on there. Antonio, what do you think?
So, all I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna answer this. So,
sorry, we can't hear you very well.
I said, Mr. Respect. I'm gonna say this. So this isn't one problem I've been having lately. Like, okay, Romelu Lukaku still gets starts despite poor form. But Ziyech gets benched. I don't get that rationale. Like, I don't get how Lukaku keeps getting starts, but everyone else keeps getting benched.
What's your take on Kepa's case?
Huh? On what? What's my take on what?
Kepa being on the bench and Mendy starting. What's your take on that?
Come back, you said?
That is, Kepa is benched for Mendy.
Oh, Kepa?
Yeah.
Mendy should be starting, bro. He's still our best keeper. That shouldn't be Yeah, I know Kepa did good, but Mendy is still our best keeper. Let's be real.
Wow, I'm surprised. Yeah, everybody on the panel is just against me today.
But coach.
What do you mean? Do you think Kepa is better than Mendy?
I'm not saying he's better. Look, there's so much is at stake here.
Look,
would you want tomorrow if Mendy gets injured and you want Kepa to deputize for him and is not doing it wholeheartedly because he feels like he's only important to us whenever Mendy isn't around? That's something you have to think about. This is
go to Fahim's point a while ago. Then maybe we should sell him and let him start somewhere else.
And to sell him, he has to play.
Coach,
he has to play. That's the thing. And the guy is on. He's high on confidence right now. But that's, by the way, go ahead. You were going to say something for him.
In football, we don't really rotate keepers that often. You only keep one keeper starting, and that's your main keeper. You start your first choice keeper, and that's Mendy. Kepa obviously has been good when Mendy's been away, but in finals, if Mendy's available, I would definitely start Mendy in a final. 100%. You start your strongest team in the final.
I'm not taking away Kepa's ability, but let's be real. Mendy is fit. He's starting, and if Kepa doesn't like that, then then he can go somewhere else and start. That's.
We'll get back to that later. But looking at the formation, I'll start with you, Fahim. Do you think this is the best approach, or do you think we would have been better at playing four at the back? I'm not really sure because I expected him to start with four at the back, given that we don't have the defined wingers such as Reece James and also Chile, who help us execute this formation very well. But now we have Callum Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side. That is, if this is really the formation, how is this going to work?
I don't know. Like, I'm not bothered with how the FotMob or any of these media outlets put out for formation. From what I know Callum Hudson-Odoi will literally stay on the touchline, like very far left, and Havertz and Mount will be in the half spaces. That's something I'll know. And I mean, it's a surprise that Mount is starting, mainly because the fact that Ziyech would have been that best option playing on that far right hand side. But I do with the formation. I don't really have much of a problem with it if because when we play three centre backs, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, and Christensen, we do perform really well defensively. So that's not my issue. My issue is with the wing backs, like Azpilicueta playing as a right wing back. That's my issue. But at the same time, he's our captain. He is one of the leaders in this team, and to be honest, he does have sometimes an eye in goal towards goal. So I'm not too bothered with the formation, in my opinion.
What do you think, Jay?
I think usually when I look at these formations, you have to look at the players on it to figure out whether it's going to be a fixed back three, whether it's going to easily transition to a back four at times. And I think usually for me, whenever we have one of those games where we easily transition to the back four, usually Sar's involved, because Sar allows the formation to go from a back three to back four quite easily, because he would be, for example, if you wanted this this back three to be able to easily transition to a back four, I imagine he would be where Rudiger is, and then it would transition so Aspie takes over right back at times, Christensen, Thiago Silva become the back two, and then Sar's left back, allowing Hudson-Odoi to go further up, Ziyech to go further out wide. So if he was playing, that's what would happen. So it's a weird one. I do think this will be more of a back three at times. However, like I said last stream, Rudiger and Christensen do tend to drive forward quite a bit, sometimes filling in for any gaps in midfield. And then because especially with Rudiger's side, considering Hudson-Odoi is playing at left wing back, so at times when Hudson-Odoi is hopefully going to try and be a bit more direct, Rudiger will have to come forward and cover for him. So effectively putting Rudiger in midfield at times.
Coach, can I say something?
Elliot, go ahead. You have right to come in anytime you want.
Elliot makes a good point. If it goes to pens, I do see Tuchel obviously subbing off Mendy for Kepa. Like just like the Super Cup final, I do see that potentially happening. So Kepa for penalties, I'll definitely have over Mendy, definitely. So, but when it comes to a full 90 minutes, I would definitely put Mendy in the starting lineup. That's
so. Misperspective. I want to know why no one's mentioned this. Okay, so what I don't get, Lukaku still starts, Ziyech gets benched for being good form. How does that make sense?
It doesn't, not in any way. I don't get it. You know, I've decided to start supporting Lukaku because he's here, but it doesn't really make sense. Good point there, Antonio. It doesn't make sense to bench what's his name, Ziyech, who's been our best player for about 6-7 games right now, and he's not injured. I don't know. Some will say, what kind of sense does that make? It doesn't, not in any way. So I just don't understand. Yeah, I am shocked. We are equally shocked. I'm shocked Ziyech isn't starting, to be honest. Plus, it's Mount and Callum creative enough. No, they're not.
No. It's disappointing as well because Ziyech came off last game for Mount, and I thought because Ziyech got subbed off, I thought, all right, he's been saved to the final. Apparently not, and that's actually disappointed me quite a bit. I really thought Ziyech would, especially after games like this. He scored the goal for us in the Super Cup. Ziyech is also a big game player. Ziyech has scored against City numerous times as well.
No, but Ziyech is also in very good form. It just doesn't make sense why you would knock off our player's confidence when he's on good form. It's just a bit.
Exactly, but Lukaku still starts besides however he does. He still starts.
I understand the Lukaku one. It just doesn't make sense. I think we have to accept that Lukaku is just going to start in almost important games. I think it's becoming a norm that Lukaku is going to start in these sort of important games. So I'm not surprised that Lukaku's starting, but I'm surprised Ziyech is not starting.
Who wouldn't? Everybody in the chat is complaining. It doesn't make any sense. I understand. Yeah, we need Mount in the team because of his energy. Because at this point, anybody can argue that he's looked mentally tired of late. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he does look that.
I'm just confused. But let's just move to the midfield, where also there's a surprise. I know, and I'm going to start at least. Let me see if I can have somebody on my side in this case. But I know you guys are all on my side when we talked about ZX. Jay, I'm coming to you. The absence of Jorginho, it doesn't look like the manager himself has learned anything about how important he is to the way we play and what happened in the semifinal when we took him off.
My concern is that Tuchel has probably looked at this game and seen the way Palmeiras play, which is on the counter most of the time. Now, this can go both ways. If they're going to try and play on the counter, then that means we're going to most likely have more possession of the ball, in which case you want Jorginho.
That is definitely, we're going to have more of the ball. Go ahead.
However, if Palmeiras end up actually attacking more than we suspect, I understand Kovacic and Kante because they'll have more energy around them. My only concern is that, all right, say if that helps us get back the ball easier, then Kante is passing the past couple of games has been quite rusty, and we could end up giving possession away again, and then it's going to be back and forth. It's going to end up being an end-to-end game, and we're going to be shitting ourselves for the second half when they're knocking on the door, and that's what I don't want. So my concern, my hope is that if this starts off well and we get a goal or two, then in the second half, if that starts to happen, we then bring on Jorginho for that security. That's what I hope.
Honestly, for me, I'd rather do the reverse. Keep Jorginho on the pitch, then bring on N'Golo Kante for security. Because if we cannot control this game, and this guy get as much chance as Al-Hilal got against us, I think we're going to be fighting for our lives in this game. But anyway, let's see. Matt or Jay, Fahim or Antonio, what you guys think about the manager leaving out Jorginho?
Listen, we saw last game when Jorginho came out. We saw how worse we did last game when Jorginho came out. I just don't get that. Like, what? The last game against Al-Hilal, he came out. You saw the difference in the
With Jorginho, I am surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very, very surprised that Jorginho isn't starting. It's a hard one because Kovacic and Kante, I mean, they are still very good two pairs. Like, for them to start, it's still a very good option in midfield. But I don't know. It's just that we don't know how Palmeiras play, and that's why I just don't know. And it's just a surprise that Jorginho isn't starting. But I don't know how Palmeiras are as a team. Do they like pressing? Do they like sitting deep? I'm not sure how they play as a team.
Wow, I am really confused. I'm not sure what happened here. I think this shot at the lineup I made with what's his name, Amiya and Matt from on CFC chat this morning. We created a lineup, but Tuchel has never ceased. That's to amaze us all. Whenever you think player A starts, he fields player B. That happens almost all the time. But I don't know if at the end of the day we don't win this game, how he's going to explain the absence of Ziyech. And how did he? I mean, I can imagine him sitting down talking with, let's say, Keparis Balaga, letting him know you're dropping to the bench because Mendy is back. How are you going to explain that? And if it goes
I think
that's why I said if Kepa wants actual game time and start time, he can always hand in a transfer request. Say I want to leave.
Come on, Antonio, you're being biased right now. See how you're not happy that Jorginho isn't starting. And the Kepa's case, Antonio, you're not going to argue its sentiment. Go ahead.
Because Mendy is our best keeper. That's how it is, Mr. Perspective. That's how it is. Mendy is our best keeper.
What do you say to that, Jay? How would you explain to Kepa that he's dropping to the bench, that Mendy is back? I mean, he understands that he's the second keeper. What are you going to say?
I honestly think I actually suspect that the behind the scenes, both sides understand that Kepa's going to likely be gone this summer. I think if he can get a move that is, and I understand to get that move he needs to be played. Hopefully he gets more games. Maybe he plays in the Carabao Cup final. Maybe Tuchel's gone. All right, you're not going to play in this final, but I'm going to play you in the Carabao Cup final because you've played every game in that cup and you deserve to. Just like the FA Cup. So that's what I think happened, to be honest. I think he's gone, all right, you're not playing in this, but I guarantee you now you will play in the Carabao Cup final. That's what I think's happened.
Do you remember when Tuchel first came at Chelsea? He said Mendy is our number one, and he has been honest with Kepa, and he's been honest with Mendy. Like they literally had conversation. Tuchel told us in the press conference that he had conversations between them two and saying that Mendy is my number one. And he will be number one, and both parties agreed. Both Kepa, Mendy, Tuchel all agreed.
Gosh.
They were
Everybody
all
on the panel. Sorry, I'll let you continue. On the panel and even in the chat is turning against me today. Even Jay, that I had hoped would be on my side, is turning against me today. I don't know where Matt is. Even my friend Mikhail is saying Coachila club over individual. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, hopefully they win this one, because if they don't win, I'm coming back at all of you with the best I have in my arsenal.
Bro, my Avi's Mendy, so you can't come at me. Mendy's the goal.
I'm gonna ask you this. Why? Okay. So on the flip side, so Mendy just won a big trophy for his country. Mendy has been balling out. Mendy just won, I think, the best goalkeeper or something like that. Why should he get benched? Why should Mendy get benched? Why?
Listen, this is not the fact that Kepa has been doing well. The fact that he hasn't put the foot wrong, you could argue that, makes the argument that it is sentiment that people are calling for him to start. No, it makes it nonsense, because he's proven he's capable of guarding the sticks for us in the absence of Mendy. And you don't want a player to feel that he's only important because Mendy isn't around. You get my argument now. His form, his performances of late were ranks that he spots between the sticks for us.
Kepa accepted that he's number two.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Fahim. You went to a meeting with Kepa Arrizabalaga and Tuchel, and you heard Kepa say, "Okay, I agree. I'm gonna be the number two goalkeeper."
Of course, he's not going to be happy, but he's accepted that he is number two. He's accepted that Mendy's the main choice as the goalkeeper for Chelsea. He accepted it. He accepted when Tuchel first came in.
I'll say this. I much rather he starts. I much rather we let Kepa start in the Carabao Cup final instead, purely because that game will be Kepa's redemption arc. That game will be Kepa's redemption arc for the last Carabao Cup final. That's the final you want to start him in, because he'll be eager to prove himself in that final. So I reckon Tuchel gone, right, I know you want to start this game, but really I think the Carabao Cup game is much more important to you, because Alisson probably won't start that game either for Liverpool. As far as I know, a lot of Liverpool fans have said Kelleher's probably going to start. So I actually think it'll be much better for Kepa to play the Carabao Cup final, personally, and I think that's the agreement that's been made, to be honest.
Yeah,
here's something go ahead.
I agree on the Carabao Cup final. Like, I'm okay with Kepa starting the Carabao Cup final, or if we reach the FA Cup, like, I don't mind that. But this is a trophy that you like. It's like very rarely you can win this trophy. You have to win the Champions League to attend and qualify for this competition. So, and that's why in the Carabao Cup I would start Mendy. I mean, not Mendy, Kepa. Sorry.
Okay, let's go to this now. And before we continue, we have about 46 people watching, and mostly, I think, around 60% of them are on Facebook. And if you want to participate in the giveaway, you have to join us here on YouTube. And about when we have like 20 minutes left, we'll do the giveaway, and the guys in the panel can also participate in the giveaway. The price is an authentic Polo Chelsea shirt, or the cash equivalent, depending on where you are in the world. If you're in UK, in the United States, you get the gift, you get the prize, which is the authentic Chelsea polo shirt, or cash equivalent if you're in Africa or some other places. Now, let's look at the two. Let's look at Callum Hudson-Odoi, where he is right now. He's played there quite a lot, and there hasn't been a day where he played in that position that he did well. So, and if we're concerned about that is the defensive aspect of the game, because on the right-hand side, I think we're pretty solid there, because we have N'Golo Kante there, although he will be drifted to the left also to support, to provide a proper security for our defense overall. But let me share the screen again. Given that Kante is here, we have Mount here, we have Aspilicueta here, and we will have Christensen here. This place, defensively, you could argue we're good. But I'm concerned on this side, we have Kai Havertz on the left-hand side, we have Kovacic, and we have Callum Hudson-Odoi. Although Rudiger is there, but yeah, there will be lots of pressure on Rudiger because this guy's defending isn't their thing. What do you guys think?
I think we'll end up playing a lot down this left-hand side, because when it comes to which side I'd rather see the ball go down, it's definitely that left-hand side. I think when it comes to defending, I agree with you that the right-hand side is going to be more secure. What I do like to see is Hudson-Odoi on the side that Havertz is on, because them two do link up quite well. I've even times seen Kovacic and Havertz link up quite well. So I'm kind of curious to see how that left-hand side goes in attack. Problem is, I don't want us to see attack that much down the same hand side, otherwise it's going to become predictable. And the problem is with that right-hand side, Kante and Mount. Kante's passing has been rusting lately, and Mount I've always seen as a high volume passer. So he'll give away the ball quite a few times, but he'll try risky passes. So we could end up losing the ball a lot down that right-hand side, which could absolutely put Aspie in quite a bit of danger, because he's, his age and his pace. He's going to be chasing the ball quite a lot, and therefore Christensen's going to really have to step up.
What do you think? That's a good argument there. What do you think of Fahim?
Yeah, I agree. The left-hand side there's a weakness in defending, but I to be honest, if I don't know who else would have started. If it was Alonso starting, I think it would get even worse defensively. But I think what we're trying to do is probably overload in one area, which is the left or the right. I'm not too sure, but it looks like we're trying to overload our right-hand side, so that their left-hand side, and try create overloads, triangles, and you need obviously energetic players. Mount, Kante, Aspilicueta, into certain aspect will overlap Mount and create triangles. That's my thinking of it. But on the left hand side, you know what, I'm not too sure. But defensively, I'm not too worried on that left hand side, because I know that Kovacic is good at tracking back, and Rudiger is there to cover Hudson-Odoi's maybe lack of defensive duties.
Wow. Okay, let's switch to this question. I don't see any fight that I'm going to win today, but that's okay. I will endure. It says, remember last season FA Cup we lost Alonso and Kepa tasks. I think Tuchel has learned. No, if we can take it back a bit, that goal against Leicester City, do any of you in the panel think it was Kepa's fault?
No, I don't think it's Kepa's fault. It's not like his fault. It's his fault that he can't reach that far. It's not his fault. But what I'll say is that is one of his biggest flaw, that he cannot really save long shots or distant shots. That's his biggest flaw. And it's not his fault. He can't really improve that because of the fact that his arms are not long enough. That's why Mendy has got a better chance of saving long shots, because his reach is a lot longer than Kepa's.
The most surprising aspect of me in that goal that is during the FA Cup finals, that nobody talked about how much space Tielemans had and how Jorginho was pointing. The team was like, they were trying to choose who was going to go stop him, and he had the chance to choose.
I would blame Jorginho. I would have blamed Jorginho for that goal, because he literally told Thiago Silva, go press quickly, whereas Jorginho was just a little bit too slow to react with Tielemans' shot. So I would have blamed. It's a hard one. Like I would blame more towards the Jorginho not really reacting quick enough and telling Thiago Silva to quickly react to the situation. So I'd blame more Jorginho for that goal, in my opinion.
I always actually thought Reece James was a bit responsible. I swear he was the one that gave away the ball.
Reece James.
But then again, he was playing a back three, which he wasn't used to.
Norando, welcome to Chelsea Perspective. Sorry, go ahead. You were saying something.
But like, when the build up towards that goal, like they literally handballed it. I think I'm not too sure.
Yeah, they did.
I think Ayoze Perez handballed it, and then we just turned over possession, and they just had that goal because Ayoze Perez handballed it, and then Tielemans had the ball and then took the shot.
I'm glad you remembered that. I don't think. Let me see. Maybe with Norando here, I'll have somebody on the panel that's on my side. Norando, welcome to Chelsea Perspective. I know this is your first appearance here, and also we have Fahim J in the house. Both have a channel called CFCFahiml, and Norando also has a YouTube channel he presents football from Chelsea Perspective. Also, I think you guys should also check it out. And Norando, if you have time, I think you should meet Fahim. Fahim also, I think you should meet Norando. I think we'll all work like family here and we can grow together. So Norando, I'm bringing you into the fight because these guys have been killing me here. And it just seems as if I've been all alone. Let me see, with you on the panel, I'll have somebody on my side finally. Looking at the lineup, Norando, do you think, I hope I'm saying your name right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What are your thoughts about Mendy starting over Kepa Arrizabalaga?
Personally, I think Kepa should have maintained his place between the sticks. Obviously, Mendy is on the back of winning the African Cup of Nations, and he's received so many awards and all of that. But there were instances, especially in the African Cup of Nations final, that showed that he was not quite in the game. If I'm to be honest, he saved the penalty in the end, which was great, but Senegal dominated the game for the most part. And Mendy, on a number of occasions, he was left wanting for more. Kepa, he has been good. The time Mendy was away, I think he's on a good run of form. It's one of those competitions where I think it's an odd case where he gets to play and he gets to start. Had it not been for Kepa, probably we wouldn't even have been in the final, because he made a couple of breathtaking saves in the semi-final that would have possibly gotten the game into a draw and then probably a penalty. And we don't know what happens when it goes to penalties. Kepa is a fantastic stopper, and I'm confident if it goes to penalty shootout. But he kept us in the game, especially the last 20-15 minutes in that game in the semi-final. So I think Kepa should have maintained his place. Mendy, best in the world. It's not even an argument, but on the back of the form that Kepa has shown in the past few games, I think he should have started the final.
Halftime. Oh. If we were playing in the final, would you not start your best team? Like, you called Mendy the best goalkeeper in the world. Would you not start Mendy in this case then?
Yes and no. let me clarify. Mendy is the best goalkeeper in the world, but did you guys see the African Cup of Nations final?
We did a watch along for it.
Exactly. Was Mendy great in that game?
I'd say he made two good saves. That's about it against Salah.
Was he great in that game? He wasn't great. There are 3 or 4 crosses that I saw Mendy was left in no man's land. Koulibaly had to bail him out, and the other defender had to bail him out as well. His positional play in that game was left questionable on a number of occasions. And I think, considering it's the game exactly afterwards, if we're to assess it, we can't assess it based on qualities, because if we're to assess it on qualities, Mendy starts every day of the week. But the last 2 games, Kepa has been fantastic. Two games.
I'm very confused. I'm actually very confused. You just said Mendy is the best goalkeeper, but we're in the final.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
exactly. But Messi is the best player in the world. Messi is the best player in the world. Would you put Messi in the best 11 right now?
Yes.
No. Messi on form. Messi doesn't get in the best 11 right now on form.
Why doesn't he?
And what do you mean? Messi has scored 2 league goals in 15 appearances. He doesn't get in the.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. On statistics,
It matters in a lot of ways. And let me ask you this. And before I ask you this question, and I like that you guys are coming in whenever you feel like Fahim is ready for the fight, but I think the fight against halftime is one you're not going to win. And thank goodness I'm not alone right now. let me say this. You're there, Fahim. Let me say this. The difference with our team and Manchester City is that we have starters and we have backups. But Manchester City, they have all starters. No matter who starts, they're good to go. And we're acting like it has become a tradition at Chelsea to have starters and backups. And we're putting Kepa Arrizabalaga in the category of backups, which means, which means if Mendy isn't around, we're starting with a backup goalkeeper. That's what we're agreeing we're doing. And that's why the moment Chile got injured, we started having issues for wingers, because what we have starters, we have backups. And then for also Reece James, the moment he got injured, we have him as a starter as our right wing back. Then we have backup, and then we started having issues. The team was just everywhere. We started looking to buy, but we have players in the team. That shows us that we should do away with that mentality. But that's, by the way, we're coming back. Let's bring it back to Mendy and Kepa Arrizabalaga now. Norando, to you, these guys are ready, and I'm happy you're here to help me face them. Let's go on with the fight, guys.
All right.
Now, would you say some people are arguing that it's sentiment to call for Mendy, for Edward, for Kepa to start over Mendy? What do you think about that argument?
No, I think he earned it. He earned it. He has been wonderful since Mendy has been away, and if you are going against that, then you're being a hypocrite. All right. I think in the League Cups, in the Premier League, he has been wonderful. It's almost as if Mendy hasn't gone anywhere. Right? Kepa has been consistent. He's made some fantastic saves. Don't get me wrong. Mendy is the person who is starting. And even when we had Mendy having the dip of form, when he had been conceding some questionable goals against West Ham and against a number of other teams, we stood by Mendy. We stood by Mendy in his dip of form. We didn't say anything. So now when Kepa is having his run of good form, we need to stand by him. We need to give him what's due. When we go back to the league next week, Mendy will be between the sticks again, no argument. You get what I'm saying? So why not?
So Jay, tell me what you think. This point right here, when Mendy had howlers like in 2 consecutive games, or let me say in 2 big games, 2 games that were important to us, nobody complained that much. Nobody complained that much. So why not right now that Kepa is on the high, he's high on confidence, why not let him continue? So why are we still saying that he should? And actually, technically, if you look at the statistics under Thomas Tuchel, although Mendy has played more games, he's actually done better. But I'm not saying he's better. I'm not by any means saying he's a better goalkeeper than Mendy is. But I'm just saying we have to give merit. We have to let him start because he merits. What his performances warrants that he starts between the sticks for us. So what do you have to say about when Mendy, when he had 2 howlers in 2 big games in the Premier League, and we were struggling then? We thought our problems was just our midfield and wing backs, and then our goalkeeper had some serious howlers. What do you have to say? We didn't give up on him then. He kept his place until he left for AFCON.
I honestly think that it's a bit to say, because Mendy's had 2 howlers in consecutive games. If we're going to go by that logic, I know it was further back in time, but Kepa's also had countless howlers. And yes, he's changed that around. But
under Tuchel?
Yeah, no, not under Tuchel. Not under Tuchel, no. But I would say if you want to look,
can I come in just for 1 second? You see how we kept faith on Mendy even after those howlers. That was what Frank Lampard did not do for Kepa Arrizabalaga. He didn't handle Kepa's deep in form very well, and that was why it got worse. But go ahead.
I've got two points to make as well. Coming back to your point, Coach, about the Man City point and the numerous and not having backups but more competition sense, right? I agree with that to an extent, but not for goalkeepers. Even Man City don't do it for goalkeepers. Look at Zach Steffen. If anything, he cost them the FA Cup semi-final.
Can I convince Jay today? Am I gonna be able to convince Jay today? But go ahead, Jay.
But my next point is going to be fair to both you and Halftime about Kepa starting. I'm gonna be a bit fair here, right? One point I can't understand about wanting Kepa to start, right? I'm going to be fair here, is like Halftime brought up about his AFCON performances. He didn't have to do that much during much of AFCON because Senegal would often dominate games. He didn't really have to make that many saves. Therefore, whereas Kepa has actually had to make quite a few saves whilst Mendy's been gone. Therefore, could Mendy end up being a bit rusty if we end up facing a load of shots today? That I guess that could be a decent point. I will be fair with that.
Oh, come on.
One thing I will say is I agree it is very, very harsh on Kepa. I do agree on that. But my opinion is
if
that
you're talking about being harsh, then you're really being sentimental. Well, let's keep it about performance.
All right, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question before we even go on. So in the League Cup, right? The Carabao Cup or even the Carabao Cup. Remember Kepa had penalty shootout saves. He basically saved the penalty. Was it the FA Cup? The game we played, he saved the penalty in the last minute of the game. Yeah. So in
against Plymouth, right?
Yeah. So in the FA Cup then, or in even the League Cup where he had 2 penalty shootout set of saves. Mendy starts in the League Cup final again against Liverpool, right?
No. I would start Kepa in the League Cup final.
I've been saying Kepa should start in the League Cup final.
So what's the difference with that? No.
But I said this is probably the deal that's been made. I reckon Tuchel's actually said to Kepa, "Listen, Mendy's going to start this game, but because of all the work to be fair, in this competition, if you separate it from the Prem, right, Kepa's only really had to play one game, Whereas the League Cup, he's played all of them. Therefore, he does deserve to start that final. That's if we're going by the same logic that happened with the FA Cup last season. Kepa played all the FA Cup games, therefore he should play the FA Cup final. I agree with that. If you're playing that many games, you have to play the final. But considering this has been one game in this competition, that's where I'm looking at it.
Okay, all right. I can see through that logic now. Okay, 2 games are gonna play. One goalkeeper plays one, the other plays the other. Fine. Yeah. I can live with that logic. But if we're doing it based on merit, then I think Kepa has to start.
Okay, let's. I agree with Just Viola who said let's move on. Let's move beyond Kepa because that's a fight we're not gonna end today. And the most important thing is for us to get a win today. So let me show this lineup again. You wanted to say something? Anybody there wanted to say something?
No, Mr. Spector, I got something to say.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay. I got a question from Miranda. Okay, so Miranda, let's just say, Salah's backup. Okay, while Salah's gone, he's such in good form and all that stuff. Salah comes back, would you bench him? Would you bench Salah?
Repeat the question, please. I didn't hear what you said.
I said let's say Salah's backup's been such in good form while Salah's been gone. Salah comes back. Would you bench him for that guy?
If I'd bench Salah?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't bench Salah. But that's a different situation though. No, that's a different situation.
How's it different?
Because Mendy wasn't fantastic before he left.
What do you mean he wasn't fantastic?
Mendy was just coming back to his best before he left. Remember, he was just coming back to his best, so he wasn't fantastic before he left.
All right.
If anything, I could argue he needed that break.
Narendra, I'm going to ask you this question. While I go ahead, you guys can continue talking. Let me prepare the giveaway software. What you guys should do for me is also the people in the chat can participate. You just have to do hashtag Chelsea Perspective, no caps, all small caps, no spaces, and type it in via YouTube, type it in the chat. And if you're watching from Facebook, if you want to participate in the giveaway, join us on YouTube All you have to do is just type hashtag Chelsea Perspective, all small letters. And the question is for you, Norando, because I'm going to mute my camera a bit while I set up the software for the giveaway. There's a giveaway is an authentic Chelsea polo shirt or the cash equivalent. Mikhail, very example there from Mikhail in the chat. Or the cash equivalent if you're from Africa or if you're from the United States or UK, you get the price itself. So yeah, I'm going to go and set up that. So the question for you, looking at the midfield, why did we leave out Jorginho? Are you one of those that prefer Kante to start over Jorginho? And remember, we took off Jorginho in the first half against Al-Hilal, and we saw how we lost control of the game. Up to you. And other guys, you can have the conversation with Norando. Let me go and set up the giveaway too.
Personally, I think Jorginho, well, I'm not the biggest fan of Jorginho. I think he's a quality player, but he's a quality player when we're playing with a lot of position. I'm hearing an echo.
Somebody please.
Yeah, Antonio, I think that's coming from.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. So I was saying, I'm not the biggest fan of Jorginho. However, I think he's an exemplary asset to have when you're in full control of the game. He manages the ball well when we're having majority possession. In this game, I think watching Palmeiras in the semi-final game, their midfielders, they're very quick. They press very, very hard and high. Jorginho is not the type of person to manage press, especially when players are physical and getting close to him. He thrives when he has a little bit more space, and as such, I think the selection today is warranted. Maybe if Chelsea is leading in the 20 minutes, 30 minutes to go, and we're trying to manage the game with more possession, I'd bring Jorginho on to like take the life out of them somewhat, but I think it's warranted. Kovacic, he can wiggle out of tight spaces. N'Golo Kante, he gives that defensive cover. Jorginho, he's left wanting too much when it comes to the athletic side of the game. And these guys, I've seen them in the semi-final, and they're a running team. They're a running team. They're quick. They get over. They get across the pitch very, very fast. And I think in the games that Jorginho has struggled, it has been against opponents that generally are quick to opponents. So that's my opinion.
Understood. What do you guys think about Norando's input on Jorginho's absence? Do you agree, Jay? I know you're a Jorginho fan, just like me.
I can understand. I think this goes both ways. I think if again, Halftime's obviously watched the other semi-finals, so he's been able to dissect how Palmeiras play a bit more. I think if they do play like that, I can understand the selection then a bit more. My only concern was more to do with Kante's passing the past few games actually being quite a bit rusty. And I understand that he's been battling with injuries all season, so of course his form is going to start to suffer as a result. And my only fear is if that same happens today, we could be in for a very end-to-end game. Now, what I wanted was Jorginho to start, so therefore we could, if it depends on how well Palmeiras actually press this game. If Jorginho can manage to keep the ball, then it works perfectly for us. However, if they're pressing out too much for Jorginho, then yeah, I do agree that would be far more dangerous. So I think this is something that I'm not going to be able to judge until we see how they start the game. If they start off very, very high tempo, almost like how Liverpool do, for example, then yeah, I can understand the decision. If not, then I would have said why Jorginho should come on and help us get even more possession.
I think if Jorginho had started.
Before we continue, just 1 second, Norando. If you're in the chat, if you're watching via Facebook, we have about 35 likes on Facebook and around 60 people watching on Facebook, or 60 something. If you want to join the giveaway, you have just a minute or two to join quickly. Join us on YouTube, search Chelsea Perspective, and you will see the channel. That's the only channel with that name. Just click through the live event, and then you can join by typing in hashtag Chelsea Perspective as highlighted on the screen like this, so you can participate. Go ahead, Norando. You were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying if we had started Jorginho, I think he would have been one change wasted, because then he would have to come off early. That's based on what I saw from Palmeiras in the semifinal. So I think saving him for maybe the last 20 minutes if Chelsea's in control of the game, or maybe the last 15 minutes, just to take the life out of them somewhat, because at that point there'll be a bunch of tired legs running around, and then they'll find it a bit more difficult to close down Jorginho, who thrives with space. So I think it's a smart decision, a tactical decision that hopefully will pay off in the end.
Yeah, thank you for that input. So we're going to go straight to, I hope everyone here can see the screen. Let's do the draw here. If you're on the panel, you can participate. Just type something like this, the Chelsea perspective in the YouTube chat quickly. If you want to participate, that's what you do so that we can run it. Or you guys want me to run it? Fahim, have you typed? And Jay, C. Antonio have typed. Norando, you can also participate if you want.
Okay.
Just type hashtag Chelsea perspective, no spaces, no, all small letters. So we can run it quickly and go get ready for the. While we're at it, what do you guys think will be the outcome of the game?
Hopefully we win. I do think it will be an open game. By hearing the analysis at halftime gave. I just hope that we just don't concede as many chances. That's the only thing I don't want to see. I want us to obviously contain possession, control the game and this and that. Don't want us to make mistakes. And that's why hopefully we win like 2-0 or 2-1 in full time. I don't want to go extra time or anything like that.
All right, let's say it's 2-1 extra time. Okay, and before I run this, please, if you haven't, click on that like button and also subscribe to Chelsea Perspective if you haven't, to help the channel grow. We're approaching 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully by the middle or end of the month, we will get there. So I'm going to run it. We're all ready, so should I run it now?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yep.
Okay, so there you go. We have this. This is the correct selection here. Yes, let's do this. Draw. We have 7 entries, no problem. So let's draw. Okay.
Oh my god.
Antonio.
Let's go. Oh my gosh.
So congratulations to you, Antonio. You have to message me via Twitter. So let's find a way to get you the price or the cash equivalent. Congratulations. Quickly, Norando, what do you think the result would be so that we can just close the show for the day? We have 3 minutes before the game starts.
I think 2-1 as well.
2-1. Anybody on the panel again? What do you think the result would be?
2-1.
I could see a 1-0 again.
Okay, and for me, I'm saying 3-1. And if you get the prediction correctly, you get $50 for that is your favorite charity organization from Chelsea Perspective. And now, thank you guys. I'll make sure to leave your complete information in the description section. And please, I hope you guys get to meet each other. Halftime, Antonio, Fahim, Jay-Z, you guys should try. And I'll give you guys Halftime's Twitter handle so you can talk with him. And everybody in the chat, I can't thank you all enough, and I cannot go ahead and start calling your names one by one, but you've been great. You provide great value to the stream, and you can check out Fahim's live watch along. It's always great to be there. I think you will enjoy it. Just check out CFCFahiml. He does a watch along. Do you do anything today, halftime?
Yeah, no, I'm awful when I'm watching games. Like a lot of noise.
All right, thank you guys, and I appreciate you all for coming on. See you guys next time, and God bless you.
All right, take care, guys. Have